Hey everybody, it is your girl Maya here, back with another video. Welcome back MnM Crew. If you are new here, I talk about a lot of things from makeup, sister locks, and lifestyle, fashion, all the above, pretty much. Today's video is all about how I passed the NCLEX exam, which is the State Board Nursing Exam. I talked about it previously on one of my story times about how I went from being a CNA, phlebotomist, to a registered nurse. So this is the formula and the steps that I took in order to pass. So if you're interested, make sure you go ahead and keep on watching. So let's just get rid of the elephant in the room here, people. The number one question that I got: is NCLEX the hardest test that I've ever taken? Absolutely yes. Yep, you win. Okay, it's the hardest test I ever took. It was like, how do you study everything? That was the craziest part about taking NCLEX. It was very overwhelming, but these tips and these tools that I'm going to give you definitely helps keep you on track and helped me pass. I passed NCLEX in Illinois. I believe the total is 70 questions. Normally you can, after you have to do at least 70 questions, I should say. And then if you are doing well, hopefully, then the test can shut off and you can pass at 70 questions. So that's the minimum amount that you can take. The maximum, I think, was like 265, but don't quote me. I know it was something crazy like that. I passed NCLEX in 96 questions, which was, that's such a weird number. I don't know, but I just remember that's when my test cut off, and here we are today. I'm a nurse, so yeah, so it must have worked. But yeah, so I came on YouTube so many times during that time period to find resources and people that had tips, and I want to spread the knowledge, things that helped me and ways that helped me pass. So during that time period, I collected a lot of stuff, and we're gonna talk about it today. So yeah, so the first thing that I want to talk about is tools that I used. First thing, if you don't already have a planner, get one, baby girl. Whether it be an actual paper planner, whether it be something on your phone, whether it be on your computer, Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, whatever, Outlook, you know, a lot of colleges give you that. Make sure you schedule out your time, because you do not want to get burnt out doing so many questions. Normally they tell you that you're supposed to be doing like 60 to 100 questions a day, and yes, that is super productive and helpful for a lot of people, but I feel like it's way more helpful for you to not fatigue your brain, and then you're able to, like, if you plan it out, then you're able to, you know, do a certain amount of questions a day, so you can still tackle that 100 questions a day and really be able to read the rationales and understand what the questions are asking you, which is the whole point of doing questions. You know, it's not supposed to be just answering questions A, B, and C, and you have to learn how to really break down the questions. So I started using an hourly planner, and I wish I had, I should have got an hourly planner way back when. But my planner is broke down in hours. And so this is actually an Erin Condren planner. I know she has academic planners too, but which probably would have been really helpful when I was in college, but probably would have been really helpful when I was in college, but I didn't really know too much about it. But this is a brand that I really, really liked. There's also like whatever helps you though, but you can set timers in your phone so that you know, I'm only going to do a certain amount of questions in this time, however many questions it is, I'm going to do it, or set a limit, you know, for your stuff. My biggest thing that I want to encourage you to do is not overwork yourself. That's so hard to do because you're so fatigued during this studying period after nursing school. It's like, yay, I graduated. Now I gotta pass. So you cramming trying to get ready, but still, this is the age of self-care. Take care of yourself. Do things in increments. You can do this. Trust me. I did it. You can do it too. Second thing would be using great tools. So I already said like your planner, but also using great study materials. So for instance, I've got two things over here. So this is, oh, I still got, I still got nursing questions in here. These are old. And this is like, they probably have like edition 7 by now, but this book here, the Hesi book, really helped me because in my college, we had to pass Hesi, which was one exam, and we also had to pass the NCLEX exam. I know now a lot of colleges are using the ATI testing system, so my college had not phased out of the old school Hesi. I think we were like the last ones to take the Hesi. Everybody else was doing ATI, so even if you all don't use it, if the ATI materials are good for you, I would recommend that. I know I used this. They had great, like this book here, this is the Hesi Comprehensive Review RN NCLEX examination, and it was with Evolve, and it had like a good amount of breakdown and Hesi hints and NCLEX hints that you could really use. So I felt like this was an excellent tool for me. And a lot of my classmates, we all used the Hesi book heavily. Second book that I recommend, and I think pretty much most, I don't know, I feel like most nurses recommend this book too, but this is Saunders. If you have not heard of this Saunders book, boo. Where are you at? Where are you at? Yes, it's huge, I know, but buy it. And so here's the thing. This was a Saunders 6th generation. I think they had like either a 7 or an 8 when I was in college, but I had the 6th generation, and one of my other friends had given me a 5th generation, and the questions were awesome. All the editions of the book, because the questions were just so good. The rationales really helped you think. It really broke down the categories as far as like the different systems, gave you good reminders for how to use the nursing process, good tips for select all questions, true false questions. It was just a really, really awesome resource that I loved. So these were the two books that I used heavy. And then there's also, I don't have my phone, I'm recording with it, but there's an app that everybody talks about, and it is UWorld. Yes, UWorld. If you don't have UWorld and you are prepping for NCLEX, just like Saunders, boo, what you doing? What you doing with your life? Are you really trying to pass? Like, are you really trying to pass though? I'm just saying. So UWorld, I'm gonna be honest, I think I might have used UWorld. I think I used UWorld a lot. I use these materials to kind of review everything, because think about it. In nursing school, we do things in kind of blocks. So you have your fundamentals, then you break it down, pharmacology, and you do med surg, and then you're doing critical care, and so you're going through the different systems of the body and how to take care of these patients. By the time you graduate, you went through everything. However, do you remember everything from fundamentals? Probably not, because everything has been crammed into your brain so that you can just spit it out at a test. UWorld, it was very, very helpful because it got you used to, basically UWorld is set up to look like the NCLEX exam. So it got you used to taking tests in a timed fashion and NCLEX style questions so that you could be able to use the nursing process, using those skills of deduction, using all of the steps that you have basically grabbed from the Saunders book, from the Hesi book, from whatever resources that you've had, and now you're using them to do questions. So UWorld was really, really helpful for me. Last but not least, now this was a program that was partnered with my school. I don't know if you all have access to this, but I think they do have an online review course that you can do too. But this was the NCLEX RN review through Hurst Review Services. So this one is here. Hurst was a comprehensive nursing exam in 3 days. Like nursing school in 3 days. What you really need to know, what you really need to remember that's going to be on this test, or that could possibly be on this test in 3 days. Y'all, it was so good, and I feel like it was nice that we went through all of it. It was like a lot of fill in the blank things and stuff, and I think I just studied this. Honestly, okay, let's see. I think I looked at Saunders and Hesi more during the nursing program for review. After I graduated, I reviewed them again, went through the questions at the end of the chapters and stuff like that. I went through those for a few weeks, and then I focused solely, like I mentioned before, on UWorld and on Hurst. These two were the core. Those were the best things for me. And I feel like that was my recipe for success. If I had known what I know now about pacing myself, I think I definitely would have passed the NCLEX in the 65 or 70, whatever questions, the least amount. The issue was I was so overwhelmed and so nervous about this test and what to expect that, just like everybody else, I didn't know. I just did too much. Now that I know what I know, I could have paced myself and really just passed the test. Like, I don't think we had anybody in our class that failed NCLEX, and that's because they used pretty much the same steps that we did, that I just stated. And I still use a planner to this day as a nurse, even though I'm an outpatient, so I run 3 clinics for physicians. So I'm not your typical nurse, but I still have to remain organized. If not, it'd be a mess. So yeah, the times that I'm not on top of it, it shows. When I reviewed like some of my study materials, I had these little tips written down, and if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notebook, so sorry guys. But the first tip that I had was, if I was answering select all or select a few questions or whatnot, are you breaking those questions down? Each selection or each option you should look at as a true or false statement. So that was a tip that one of my nursing professors gave me, and it stuck with me. I remember doing them, I remember using that tip when I was in nursing school and we would take exams. The true or false thing really helped, because it made me, one, realize, okay, Maya, all that studying that you're doing, you know the answer to this. So is this process the way that you've been taught? Yes or no? Yes or no? And that's kind of, it transferred and translated, I should say, right over to NCLEX. So that was a great tip, and I want to share that with you all. Another one was, if you're picking a select all, see, I mentioned the select alls because I don't know if NCLEX is still doing them. They were telling us they were phasing them out, but in my exam, we still had select all questions. So if this is not the case, then this doesn't apply to you. But if it does, this applies to you. So if you're choosing select all and it's for a procedure, think about the steps that you complete the procedures in. So to my nursing students that are currently in nursing programs, really pay attention to the steps that you take when doing a certain procedure, whether it be a catheterization for a patient, whether it be an IV, whether it be blood transfusion, whatever it is, remember the exact steps because you are going to need them for NCLEX. So break it down, memorize these steps. I cannot emphasize this enough because when you have those select all questions or it's saying, you know, which one of these is not the correct step next, it's how they trick you. It's how they come for you. And I'm trying to help you, baby boy, baby girl. I'm trying to help you. I say baby boy because there's a lot more male nurses now. So shout out to y'all. Okay. Last but not least, of course, use your ABCs, airway, breathing, circulation, and the nursing process. Oh my God, I can't. I hate saying this, but this is so cliche. Use the nursing process, baby. Bam. That's NCLEX right there, like the nursing process. Nursing process. Did I say nursing process? That's because I meant the nursing process. Yeah, nursing process. Did I say that enough? Okay, good. Making sure you know that. So yeah, those are my tips and tricks for how I passed NCLEX. I took my boards. It's 2020. I took them. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's about to be 2 years. Yeah, so I took my boards in 2019 in January. So this is crazy. I graduated December 18th, or I don't know, December something. I know it was in the middle of December. And then I looked up the soonest NCLEX exam, which was January 11th, which was the coldest day in Chicago. Literally, it was negative 40 degrees outside. I have a newer car and my car wouldn't even start. It was that cold and my dad had to come and take me to my NCLEX exam. So taking my exam it was such a memorable event for me. Like, it's just taking me back. And yes, it was full of anxiety and worry and things like that, but I just knew that I had confidence. I said, when I go in here, I'm gonna just do my best, and that's all I can do, and that's all I want you all to do. And I hope they help you during your studying process, help you to prioritize what to look for, what materials to buy, and how to schedule out your time when it's time for you to take this exam. I wish I could help you and give you more tips on nursing school, but I'm gonna be honest, baby. Once that was done, I could not say goodbye to nursing school faster. Like, throw it in there like that. But yeah, so I hope these tips really help you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it and you made it this far, comment below with a notebook so I know that you're studying and you're prepping and these tips helped you and that you like my videos. And you know what? If you like them so much, you might as well just keep going and watch the next one. Don't forget, like I said, to like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.